violent protests in Paris in over 50 years. On Saturday, 133 people were injured and more than 400 were arrested. The movement began 3 weeks ago on social media, with calls to protest attacks on fuel. But it's grown into a working-class revolt against the economic policies of President Emmanuel Macron. 27-year-old Jimmy Moreno came in from a nearby suburb. He works for the railways and voted for Macron.
C'est le peuple, tout bêtement, sans opinion politique. Nous sommes dans la rue tous par solidarité. La politique, notre politique, elle est corrompue.
The yellow vests that Jimmy and others are wearing have become a symbol. A law requires drivers to carry them, so they're easier to spot. Now, it's making their movements harder to ignore.
On retrouve une part d'humanité envers tout le monde. Tout le monde redevient humain. On est là pour une seule cause. Tout le monde met ses différends de côté.
Le peuple français.
Exactement. Nous sommes le peuple français. Rien d'autre.
What's going on now? What are they chanting?
La démission de Macron, c'est ce qu'on souhaite. En premier, démission de Macron et changement de République pour être dans une vraie démocratie.
The taxes are designed to push drivers off the road to lower emissions. But people who can't afford to live in cities see it as a tax on the poor.
All right, Shalom. This is Sahara 1 by Yasha Allah of the GMS Lions Den Camp. I want to say Kal Halayim, La Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Harakakodash, Ma'amah. Double honor to the elder apostles of GMS and the elders. And Shalom to you, Akim and Agwatim and children that believe in sincerity and truth around the four corners of the earth. Yeah, I want to go in on this whole topic of the yellow vest protest. Everybody see it on their screen, it's kind of like a blur. You see a bunch of people going crazy, throwing Molotov cocktails, yelling and wearing yellow vests, and shit look like a damn circus. But, so that's why I wanted to play that clip. And this clip is from 2018, 2 weeks after the protest first broke out, all right? Now, first it was dealing with the rising of taxes, and now it got so petty as to where the government over there in Paris, France, under Macron, is telling the people that they have to wear or keep the yellow vest in their trunk as a tax, in a way to target them and know who's who, man. So when they pull them over, they better have that vest, just like they do with truckers. If you're a truck driver, which I used to be back in the day, if you're a truck driver, they even when you're off duty, if a sheriff or a deputy or a cop pulls you over in your car or stops you for any reason, and they find out you're a truck driver, they're gonna check your log book. They're gonna say, "Hey, you got your log book on you?" And it better say off duty, or you're gonna get fined. All right, you get a ticket when you're on your feet walking. So it's kind of petty, man. America got them same type of rules. Now, the reason I want to go into this, is because everything that's happening in Paris is going to come over here to America. All right. Everything that Trump is doing and has already set in place is to bring more pressure on the poor over here in America, and to get rid of the middle class and make them the poor as well. It's going to be the poor and the rich. No more lower class, middle class, upper class. It's going to be lower class and upper class. They're going to get rid of the whole middle class. All right. Create a whole new poverty line. Especially when the dollar collapses, man. So, but first we're going to have hyperinflation, which means what? Higher prices at the stores, more taxes on the mortgages, higher taxes on the people, which is basically a reduction in the strength of America's currency. So all of this shit, even worse, is coming over here to America. Now, the reason I have this screenshot, this still in the background, that arc, I forgot the name of it, man. They call that damn arc. I'm gonna go ahead and look it up. All right, I'm gonna go into this. This is a little information. I'm not gonna get too detailed on that arc. It's called the Arc of Triumph or the Arc of Baal. And they also had the Arc of Palmyra, which goes way back to Nimrod, all right? Which, which was the ark that stood outside of the temple of Baal, where they would do child sacrifice. They would sacrifice humans and kill them and eat them. They would make a lot of the priests eat them, and it would be a lot of human sacrifice at the front of this gate or under the gate, and then they would bring the bodies in to the temple of Baal and eat them, shed their blood or whatever. It's madness, man. All satanic. So all that chaos going on around that Ark of Triumph, as they call it now, meaning dealing with their new world order, right? Crowned with success, that they believe they've triumphed. They believe they've conquered their goals. But it says, it is important that you know that Nimrod incorporated into his worship system the grisly practice of human sacrifice and cannibalism. And just like today, these Illuminati, Jesuits, priests, Masons, they all into that blood sacrifice and eating blood. Look at Al Gore. They say he walk around with a valve of blood in his goddamn suitcase. They like eating blood and shit. Our authority, Hislop, says the priest of Nimrod or Baal were necessarily required to eat of the human sacrifices, and thus it has come to pass that Kana Baal, Kana meaning priest, and Baal referring to Baal. Damn, man, cannibals. Kana means priest. That's talking about their priest, and Baal is the devil. Is the established word cannibal in our own tongue for a devourer of the human flesh. All right, and that's those people, man. They devour the flesh spiritually and physically. All right. So it says Temple of Bel coming to New York and London, which it already did. 3D reconstruction to the altar of Satan and child sacrifice. So that that art, that's what that deals with, man. It goes back to the devil. And it deals with sacrifice, it deals with blood sacrifice, it deals with war, oppression. And that's that wicked ass energy. And they're causing all that chaos around that damn art. All right. So get ready. It's going to be a lot of bloodshed around that shit eventually, man, which it already is with their damn protests. But all of that stuff is coming to America. All right. Because that wicked energy is around the whole earth. Esau is placing their idols and their images up all around the world, and pushing their vibrations of demonocracy around the four corners of the earth. All right. It says Yellow Vest movement. The Yellow Vest movement or Yellow Jackets movement, right? And hopefully give anybody a little bit more clarity. Because I know a lot of people see it, and like some people may see the protest and don't know what the hell going on. Well, they're forcing those people to take those yellow vests and put them in their trunk, keep them in their car so they'll know who's the protesters and who not. They could tax them and do whatever for not having it. It's an extra tax on the people. They're raising the property taxes, school taxes, and everything. So I'm gonna read it. It says, where was that? I'm gonna start from here. The Yellow Vest movement, Yellow Jackets movement, is a populist, grassroots, political movement for economic justice that began in France in November 2018. After an online petition posted in May had attracted nearly 1 million signatures, mass demonstrations began on November 17th. The movement is motivated by rising fuel prices, which is going to happen in America, a high cost of living, which is happening in America, is going to happen worse, and claims that a disproportionate burden of government's tax reforms were falling on the working and middle classes, man. See that? Same thing going to happen in America. It's going to fall on the lower class and the middle class, making them one. especially in rural and peri-urban areas. Okay? Even though it looked like Esau over there, a lot of them could be Jakes, you know. A lot of our people are over there. I even got some family over there. The protesters have called for lower fuel taxes. All right. A reintroduction of the solidarity tax on wealth. Now, with America threatening to stop all oil imports or exports from Iran, then Iran threatening to shut down the Strait of Hormuz, which is going to cause oil prices to go up at the pump. So it's so many things that's going to attack America's economy and everything that's happening around the world in different sectors of the world. Where you have wars going on over there, destruction in Damascus, wars and rumors of wars in Syria, bombings in Israel and certain places, poisoning going on, landmines, protests, taxes, high, price increases, dollar collapses, currency collapse. All these things are building up in America as a great breach, ready to swelling up and ready to fall on the people. All right. So it says, especially in rural area and peri-urban areas, the protesters have called for lower fuel taxes and reintroduction of the solidarity tax on wealth, a minimum wage increase, the implementation of citizens' initiative referendums, all right, and the resignation of Emmanuel Macron, which he didn't resign, and that's what they want. That's like people gonna want Trump to resign. President of France and his government. Me personally, I believe a lot of shit gonna happen before that protest, man, and they gonna start pushing that chip before, not protest, but before the election in America. All right, this is Deuteronomy 24:14. It says, thou shalt not oppress an hired servant that is poor and needy. And that's how you know Esau does not follow the scriptures, man. They follow their own pride, their own greed and lust, and they follow on the devil. All right. Thou shalt not oppress an hired servant that is poor and needy. And most of the people that are working, if you're working, you're poor and needy. All right. If you weren't needy, you wouldn't need to work. You would have a business, you have farmland, you have investments or something. But other than that, you're working class, meaning getting your daily bread. And even in these systems, they pay you bi-weekly when they're supposed to pay you daily. That's oppression right there. That's to make you come back. All right, that's because really they don't have any money to pay you. They don't have any gold and silver to give you anymore. So what do they make you do? They give you debt notes, dollars, promissory notes, promises to pay on both sides. All right, funny money. So it says, thou shalt not oppress an hired servant that is poor and needy, whether he be of thy brethren and of thy of thy strangers that are in thy land within thy gates. And Esau doesn't follow this law. Esau still oppresses his own people. That's why they're the two-time losers, you Edomites, that are poor in this society. Y'all gonna lose in this society and in the kingdom. All right? The wicked shall not go unpunished. So they're two-time losers. So Esau oppresses his own people and he oppresses Jacob. All right? Their violence against our brother Jacob. Right? The hate that was in Esau's spirit is spread around the whole earth, man. They're oppressing the whole world, turn the world into a wilderness. Is this the man? Right? Made the whole world to tremble. Where he be of thy brethren, whether he be of thy brethren, or of thy strangers that are in thy land within thy gates, right? So when the Lord raises up the children of Israel, the hopeful elect, we're going to go by this law, and people are going to get paid daily. These heathen nations, when they work, they're gonna get paid on a daily basis. All right. And Esau is gonna be in bondage. They're not gonna get no pay. Hardcore slavery for 1,000 years. But these heathen nations, after 1,000 years, they're gonna get some form of living. They may get some pay like on a daily basis. All right. Verse 15. At his day thou shalt give him his hire, neither shall the sun go down upon it, for he is poor, right? And these people that you see protesting, they're really poor. They probably walk around with so much pride and hatred towards each other, but they realizing that they're poor as well, right? It's like in America, you walk past your average Joe Schmo Edomite, and they poke their nose up at you like they rich, but they poor as hell. Or 2/3 of our people that are sold out to the society, you know, and these pastors getting these money off the people, playing a part in their oppression. You government officials that are Israelites, right? Y'all act as if y'all too good because you have American money or a status in America. But the Lord said, y'all really poor. And the ones that are poor and that follow the truth, we're really rich. All right. So it says, neither shall the sun go down upon it, for he is poor and setteth his heart upon it. Right. So somebody, when they work, they working for that money and they expecting to get that money. But us, when we work in this society, you have different apps now, like Earn It App, different apps where you get paid daily now. See, Most High taking them curses away, man. Slowly but surely. Slowly but surely, man. Little by little. All right. But he's weakening their hand, man, weakening their system that they set up. And America is being diluted slowly but surely. And the system that Esau set up around the world is crumbling little by little. It says, and setteth his heart upon it. And the heart means your mind. So people set their mind upon their pay. But the scriptures say you're supposed to set your heart, stash your riches in heaven. Where your riches are, so shall your heart be also. Meaning, somebody that has understanding and wisdom, you're going to have your riches in the heaven, your hopes in the heaven, your hopes in the kingdom and righteousness upon this earth someday. Right, doing the work of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, hoping for a reward to pay, right? Before the next day, before we go into the kingdom. As soon as we get into the kingdom, we praying for our pay. And that's what the Lord going to show up. Yeah, all right? So he's not going to let the sun go down on our pay, which is our reward, right? So when America falls, that reward going to be given. He said his reward is with him, with Yahweh Shai. So people set their heart upon it. But if you set your heart upon riches in this society, you saving up money in a hole with bags in it. You're saving up gold that has cankered. You're saving up, hoping for wealth that can be stolen or devalued or debased. They debase the currency. They devalue the currency. They manipulate the economy. All right, and they oppress the poor in that way, man. Boom and bust on the economy, on the stock markets. All right, so it says, lest he cry against thee unto Yahweh, and it be sin unto thee. So this is a sin. Period. Whether it's happening to Israel and these nations that are doing it to the whole world, mainly to the Israelites, this is wickedness for them, and that's their natural course, to be wicked, to be the oppressor. That's Esau. All right. This is Proverbs 22:16. He that oppresseth the poor to increase his riches, and he that giveth to the rich shall surely come to want. See that the Most High, the ones that increase their riches by oppressing the poor, and that's Esau, man. And these governments and these cities and these politicians and so on and so on. You owners, employers, they oppress the poor. And they try to increase their riches. The rich get rich, the poor get poorer. And he that giveth to the rich, so the ones that are selling out to the system, the ones that on that make America great again shit, make Paris great again, make Israel great again, all that shit. It says what? They shall surely come to want. So the Lord gonna bring them down. The Lord gonna make them the oppressed and put them in poverty. This is Psalms 10 and 4. The wicked, through the pride of his countenance, and that's Esau, will not seek after Yahweh. Yahweh is not in all his thoughts, right? And 2/3 of our people as well. All right, their heart is upon their riches, and their mind has become fat and blinded by riches and wealth and oppression. All right. His ways are always grievous. They putting grief on everybody. Thy judgments are far above out of his sight. So they're lowly creatures. These people, they stoop with their eyes towards the earth. You know, they're not looking towards the heavens. Us, we looking up. You know, Esau, they looking down towards the earth from their pride, seeing who they can oppress. We looking up towards the heaven to be delivered. You know, his ways are always grievous. Thy judgments are far above out of his sight. As for all his enemies, he puffeth at them. And we're his enemies. All right. The Lord said he's going to deliver us into the hand of our enemies. And that's the Edomites, so-called white people. The Illuminati that's running Paris, America, the whole system of the world. All right, he puffeth at them like, you ain't gonna do nothing. Let me put a little bit more pressure on you. He have said in his heart, I shall not be moved. You know, ever since Alexander the Greek and the Greek Empire and the Roman Empire, you know, they feel like they're not gonna be moved. That's why they're trying to bring their new world order. But when they see the signs coming to pass and they hear the prophets teaching, right? And they see the signs of Yahweh Shai coming in the heavens, they're going to know that they have but a short time. You know? And their banking system is falling, man. The IMF, International Monetary Fund, SDR system, special drawing rights system. You have the BRICS nations, they're trying to move over to, what they call it? I might say it wrong, but I think it's FDRs. I can't remember the name of it right now, man. But it's the highest form of cryptocurrency, and that's what the BRICS nations are moving towards: Brazil, Russia, Italy, China, and South Africa. All right. So, which is pulling away from the Illuminati system. So the Lord raised up challengers, contenders for the Illuminati, against the Illuminati, and against America. Verse 6, he have said in his heart, I shall not be moved, for I shall never be in adversity. That's you Edomites, man. You ruling class, right? His mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. I ain't got to say no more, man. We know who that is, man. You can see that picture of Uncle Sam pointing at you when you think of that. You can see Trump. You can see all the presidents of America, the politicians, all the banks in America, all the bankers, all the Jesuits, all the Catholic priests. You can see the Illuminati, the New World Order. You can see the taxation, the higher taxation going on. All right. All of that is fraud. The dollar. You know, the dollar system, the Great Depression, all these things come to mind because and the lies that they told the children of Israel. So we've been held back by fraud, right? Under his tongue is mischief and vanity. So everything Esau speaks is vanity. Their hopes, their dreams, their plans, it's all dealing with pride, and it has nothing to do with the plans of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. The oppression has nothing to do with the kingdom of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. All right? Everything they doing is for vanity and for self-gain, man, and then they die, and that's it, and they leave the riches to their family, or it gets spread around the earth. So their whole hope and their whole work upon this earth is vanity. Esau, this whole system is vanity. Everything they're doing, even the pain is vanity. And it says, his mouth, verse 8, he sitteth in the lurking places of the villages. In the secret places doeth he murder the innocent. His eyes are privily set against the poor. And that's over here in America, where they kill and shoot down 2/3, Jake, you know, kidnapping the women. You see missing, Jake is missing so-called black woman. A lot of them get snatched up. You have Jake getting shot down in the street by the police, put in incarceration for life. So he has his eyes are privily set against the poor. That's their money maker, getting money off the poor when they're poor themselves. Esau is poor. So they rob from the rich and make them poor. And they just keep draining that corpse for more blood, you know, keep getting more and more. They're like a damn black widow, wrap you up in a cocoon and keep feeding off you. That's what they're doing with the people. He sitteth in the lurking places. All right, verse 9. He lieth in wait secretly as a lion in his den. I always say Satan goes about seeking who he may devour as a roaring lion, right? He lieth in wait to catch the poor. He doeth catch the poor when he draweth him into his net. And the tax system, the financial system, the jail system, the religious system, right? The military, that's all a net, all a trap. Right? The spirit that leaped out of the mouth of the frog, you know, that's the net. He croucheth and humbleth himself, that the poor may fall by his strong ones. See, they crouch themselves as politicians, you know. They think got no weapons in their hand. They just speaking. Well, their words are the weapons. Their words are drawn swords. All right. And they speak you right into a trap. And they have the police or their strong ones take you into custody, or take you down, or beat you over the head with a billy club, or shoot you. Arise. What was that? Verse 11. He hath said in his heart, Yahweh hath forgotten. He hideth his face. He will deliver. He will never see it. They really believe that the Most High is not looking, but the Lord said his eyes are upon the sinful kingdom, man. And he's going to destroy it from off the face of the earth. Arise, O Yahweh. Lift up thine hand. Forget not the humble. So we pray that the Lord does not forget the hopeful elect, which he won't. Wherefore doeth the wicked contend with Yahweh? So are they contending with the Lord by saying the Lord won't see it and things like that? Are they on his level? No. They're mortal man as well. And their responses to the Most High and to the Lord's people shows that they're blinded by the Most High. The Most High set them on that course to play the wicked so they can be destroyed with a great destruction, the way the Lord raised up Pharaoh just to show his patience and power on Pharaoh. The Lord raised up Esau to show his patience and power on Esau and destroying him. All right. It says, he have said in his heart, thou wilt not require it. The Lord is going to require that which is past. Thou hast seen it, for thou beholdest mischief and spite, to requite it with thine hand. The poor committeth himself unto thee. Thou art the helper of the fatherless. Break thou the arm of the wicked and the evil man, that's Esau. Seek out his wickedness till thou find none. Yahweh is king forever and ever. The heathen are perished out of his land. Yahweh, thou hast heard the desire of the humble. Thou wilt prepare their heart. Thou wilt cause thine ear to hear. And he did that. He caused our ear to hear. Today, in the midst of our troubles, in the midst of Esau oppressing us, the Lord had us cry out, calling out Abba, Father. And through that, the Lord is going to destroy Esau. All right. To judge the fatherless and the oppressed, that the man of the earth may no more oppress. To all this oppression that we're seeing is going to stop someday. All right. That shows that Esau is in power, man.
Stop. But the government is preparing for more protests this weekend. You've had 3 weeks of protests now. People have died. There have been hundreds who've been injured and hundreds more who've been arrested. The government
Yo, look at her face, man. That show you.
hasn't taken this serious enough, have they? The government had taken.
Look at her face, man. You see that, man? That's a face of somebody that does not give a damn. No emotion. That's a goddamn devil right there, man. And a person like her need to be put in goddamn chains, man. And anybody that's with her. Person like that, she got money. She got power, you know, financial power. And they don't want to lose that shit. That's why they're like, well, you see the taxes that are increasing. You don't see the taxes that are decreasing. That's like you talking to somebody that think they got power over you, man. Type of person like that need to be put in goddamn chains.
Very, very seriously, but it's not only just a citizen protest, it's also a very violent one because of some people from the far left and the far right we had on Saturday.
Away from the protests that were violent, there are still yellow vest protesters who say, we represent the working and middle classes and we are the people that want to be listened to. Will you be responding to them?
Of course, and we are responding to them since the day we were elected.
But Macron has increased fuel tax, he's slashed wealth tax, he has loosened labour laws. How is that listening to the working and middle classes?
Labour is the way that you can get more and more people employed in France. But I think people listen to what they want to listen. I think people are able to listen to the changes that are implemented in their daily lives. But for taxes, they don't see the taxes that are decreasing, they just see the taxes that are increasing.
Pour l'instant, ça ne va pas terminer. Pour l'instant, c'est pas forcément une révolution, mais ça sent le début d'une révolution.
He said right now it's not a revolution, but it smells like the start of a revolution, right? That's that sedition among men that the scriptures speak of. This is 2 Ezra 15 and 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. It's talking about the whole Aratazah, the whole earth. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. All right, this man talking about America too, but the swords in their hands, man. So that's what's going to accumulate to life or death. People going to be ready to kill just to eat. Cannibalism, right? People that eat other people, they're doing that in the satanic. It's satanic, man. Right? For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men. And that word sedition means civil war. All right? Or revolution. And invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. People like Macron or anybody, or Trump. And the course of their actions shall stand in their power. All right, the people is going to take it back to the republic, and they're gonna put the power in their own hands. Try to topple the police, regime change, things like that. Right? It says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able to. And this is all coming to America. That's why I wanted to show that protest, because everything happening over there is going to happen over here in America quicker, stronger, and more deadly. For because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, and the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. All right, so that's the Most High bringing his judgment upon the earth. And especially here in America, when that shit come to America, these people going to lose their damn mind. And 2/3 of our people going to get caught up in it. All right? They're going to be invading one another. The same ones claiming to be out there protesting with each other, they're going to be invading each other soon.